Mom's name? Okay, Vinita and Aryan, Sahas, Sampada, Avni. Thank you so much. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Śrī Caitanya Ishwaram. Thank you so much for joining. Who can tell me what did we do last time in the class? Was there any homework? Yes, Avni.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Last week in class, we learned more about the three modes of material nature, and we learned shloka 14.18, which was about how if you are in Satogun, you'll go to the higher planets, Rajagun, you'll go middle planets, and in Tamogun, you'll go to the lower planets. And for homework, we had to make a pie chart over what modes we are currently in most of the time, and then steps to improve. Then we had to make a future pie chart showing what we want to strive for in the future. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. It was really nice. So the modes are actually like, I don't know if you heard about this analogy. You see color palettes, you see blue, green, red, and then we mix a little bit of red, a little bit of blue, and a color comes out. And then if we add more blue, a different color comes out. So these modes are like that. You know, we all have three modes. It just depends on which color is more. Either it's passion, ignorance, or goodness, and to what degree. And that makes our shade. So how do we identify which mode we are in?
We identify which mode which are in with our actions.
Yes, but are our actions same when we are alone and when we are in front of guests? Is that same? Or in front of guests is it more refined? So is that our mode, or which is our mode? Yes, Sahas, please.
Our mode is when nobody's looking or nobody's watching.
Yes, that's very important. So when nobody is watching, it determines our actual mode, you know, what we are falling to. If you go to bed, if you're falling asleep, or if you're wanting more TV, or you want to do more crazy things, or you want to be just reading in a library, it depends upon the mode. So do you think the wars are in mode of, or let's put it this way, the wars are in which mode? Do you know, everyone knows that a war is going on in the world right now? Yeah. Yes, Vinayak?
I think it's in passion, because Proji mentioned that passion is all about greed and wanting, and ignorance is just being completely lazy.
Yes. Can war be in mode of goodness? Is it possible? Yes. How? Vinayak, would you like to say?
When Krishna tells you to do it, like in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is fighting for Krishna.
Yes. And if Krishna is not present, how will we determine if the war is in mode of goodness or in passion or in ignorance? Yes, Bionto, you want to say?
Knowing it's in like, are they wanting to like do the work, or they're wanting like their land or something like that?
Okay. Anybody else would like to give it a try? Karina, do you have something to say? How would you determine if the war, Krishna will not come to us, right? But sometimes wars may be necessary. So when can we say war is in mode of goodness?
Hare Kṛṣṇa Mataji, I think it would be like, you could determine that because
It's just one word. It's a one-word answer. Yes, Vedi, would you like to say?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, my answer was not one word. I was going to say, if that's what your duty is, then you should just do that and not worry.
Okay, yeah. So the answer is dharma. The war is according to dharmic principles or religious principles, then it can be in mode of goodness. So even if Krishna is not present with us, but if we are aligned with the scriptures, if we are aligned with what the God has written for us in the books, if we follow that, then it can be in mode of goodness. Of course, we can exploit it the other way around also, but still, as far as possible, if we are trying to be honest to the scriptures, to our duty, even Russian wars can say, Russian warriors can say, it's our duty to fight, so we're fighting, but it's not like that. So it has to be a dharmic war. It has to be on the basis of religious principles, it's okay. So anyway, we'll come to the last one of the penultimate verses of 14th chapter today. And I think some of you must be knowing that verse. Do you know 14? Anybody knows 14.26 here? Yes, Vinita, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Mam cha yogya bicharena bhakti yogena sevate.
Saguna.
Sagunan samitityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Yes, very good. Can you tell us the meaning also? In your own words, that's fine.
I think it was something like someone who transcends like the modes of nature achieves Krishna consciousness.
Yes, yes. And how do we transcend? That's a key word.
Bhakti?
Yes, yes. Very good. So I'll just share the screen with the verse and we can try to recite it. Anybody else would like to recite this verse? Yes, Krishna. I cannot see everyone.
Mam chayovya bicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityan brahma bhujaya kalpate.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? Yes, Arna. Thank you for joining.
Mam charyogi vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunanta samitityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Just last, anybody would like to recite this verse? Karina?
Hare Krishna. Manchaya vyabhijarena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samitityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So we'll take the rest of the hands later because there are too many of you here. So this verse is a memory verse. So this is one of your homeworks to memorize this verse, 14.26, those who have not memorized yet. And what does it mean? So in simple words, it means that if we are doing devotional service, everybody knows, right? What is devotional service? So far, you've read so much in Bhagavad Gita. So if you're engaged in devotional service, then it becomes very, very easy to transcend these modes. Just a couple of verses back, Arjuna asked Krishna, like, Krishna, how can we transcend these modes? These modes seems very difficult to overcome. So Krishna gives this answer that one who is engaged in full devotional service at once transcends. Transcends means crosses or goes above the modes, and then comes to the level of Brahman. Brahman means level of spiritual life, pure spiritual life, or pure life, So that's what this verse means. So bhakti yogena sevate, is performing devotional service. And it should be engaged in whose service? Whose devotional service? Krishna is saying Mam, that means unto me. So unto Krishna, Mam cha yo vicharena. Vicharena means without fail. Then what happens? Sagunan samatityetan. Then all the modes of material nature, he will cross. And then what will happen? Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That means life of pure spiritual consciousness will be established. So this is a memory verse. Now, can anybody think of a story or any pastime that you can remember of from the scriptures where a person easily crossed the modes of material nature? They became transcendental to the modes of material nature and became very pure. Let's see who else is there. Ishan, yes.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Yes, Dhruva Maharaj transcended which mode?
Goodness.
Yes, Sahas, would you like to say which mode Dhruva Maharaj transcended?
Passion to trance.
Yes, he passion. Why passion? Why do you say it was passion?
Because he wanted to get a kingdom higher than his dad. And he wanted a passion, and he was striving to do that. He wasn't lazy.
Yeah, right. He had greed to have a bigger kingdom. So therefore he was in mode of passion. And then he became transcendental. Okay. Anyone else for any other story? Yes, Binayak?
Mrigari.
Yes. Can you tell a little bit more about it? Which mode did he transcend? How did he transcend?
From ignorance to transcendental goodness. Yeah.
Yes, lower modes, passion, ignorance he had, because passion was also there. He was killing animals, he was enjoying, and then ignorant because he was killing. So it was a mix of passion and ignorance. And by the mercy of Narad Muni, his spiritual master, Narad Muni, what did he say? First you stop half killing them, start full killing them, and start chanting Lord Ram's name. But Mrigari could not say Ram's name. And he was so sinful, he could not say Ram. Rama can say Ram, Ram, Ram. His name is Ram, right? So, but Mrigari could not say. So then gradually, Narad Muni was an expert teacher. Expert teachers know how to engage the student best. So he asked Mrigari to chant Mara, 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 like that in the loop of that Mara, Mara, which means death, which he was used to. He was killing animals, so he was used to seeing death every day and so many times in a day. So he got Mara, 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 Mara. In that loop, he started saying Ram, 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 and he became purified. And then he transcended the modes. Anybody else would like to share any other story? Ayati?
I'm guessing that Jagai Madai story from Gita stories.
Yes, very beautiful story. Yes, Jagai Madai. Yes, Vedi, you also want to share something? Some story you have in mind?
Mataji, was Mrigari? I thought that was
Valmiki, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Okay.
It was Valmiki. Yes. Sorry, I got confused between the two. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, Jagai and Madai. Rama, you want to share something?
Mataji, I just had my. No, I mean Prahlad Maharaj.
Oh, Prahlad Maharaj is always in mode of goodness, isn't it? He was always a devotee, isn't it, Ram? You know better than me. Yes, Vinayak, you have something to share?
I have a question.
Yes.
Wouldn't every demon that Krishna killed become what is it called, pure goodness? Because technically Krishna killed them, so that's something I've always wondered. Like, would they technically be counted as pure goodness after they die?
Good question. Yes, to some extent. To some extent, yes. But not to the level of devotional service. They never came to the level of pure devotional service because Krishna killed them and they merged into what is called the effulgence from Krishna's body. So they never reached to the level of pure spiritual life. They were just somewhere in between the spiritual life and the material life. And that's how they were liberated. So we come to the story of Jagai and Madai. And so Jagai and Madai were very two sinful people in Chaitanya Leela. So Lord Chaitanya, I hope so everybody's familiar with Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is the hidden incarnation of Śrī Krishna in this age of Kali. Yes, and they were the drunkards. They actually were born into a very nice, pure life. They were sons of priests, but because they had access to scriptures, they used to read scriptures. They became, they used to read the book and they would decide, oh, the Lord says, if we steal, then that's a great sin. So let's plunder everyone today. So they would read everything like this in this light, that I will read the scripture and I will find what the Lord is saying not to do. I will go and do that. So they did everything that we can imagine. They did. They plundered, they looted, they harassed, they killed, they murdered, they tortured women. So many things they did, and they were drunkards. They would drink the wine from the earthen pots. Earlier, we didn't have glasses. So they were traditional. So traditional people drank wine from the earthen pots. So Lord Chaitanya had asked Nityaṁ Prabhu and Haridas Thakur to go preach door to door. And so when they were always on the excursion, preaching excursion, going door to door, saying, please chant the name of Gaura. Please take the names of Śrī Krishna through Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra. And when they heard, oh, there are two sinful people called Jagai and Madai, they thought immediately, oh, maybe we should go and preach to them. If they take up Krishna consciousness, then everybody will take Krishna consciousness, because they'll be so amazed, such sinful people will take up Krishna consciousness, then why not us? There must be some strength in Krishna consciousness. So Nityaṁ Prabhu had great desire to spread the glories of Sri Gauranga. And he went to Jagai and Madai one day and was begging, oh Prabhu, please take the holy names. Please chant the names of Gaura. Take to this devotional service. Lead a very pure, simple life. And Jagai and Madai got irritated. And they started chasing Nityaṁ Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. And they started running. Now imagine Nityaṁ Prabhu is Balaram. Balaram, when he was in Krishna Leela, he threatened Yamuna with a plow. He said, if you don't come near me so that I can enjoy in your waters, I will cut across you. the river. I will cut across the river. And he threatened Yamuna like that. And he was ready with the plow. And Yamuna Devi got scared and she came, so sorry, I didn't recognize you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please forgive me. I will give you my waters to enjoy. And then he enjoyed in Vrindavan. And he is the same Balaram when Romaharshan was giving a class. And all the Brahmins and all the sages were sitting in the assembly. Everybody got up from their seat and offered obeisance to Lord Balaram, except for Romaharshan. He thought, I'm sitting on Vyasasana, so I'm the man, I'm the dude. I don't have to get up. So he didn't get up. And he was just sitting nicely. And all the sages bowed down to Lord Balaram. And Lord Balaram got angry. And he's like, how dare you do this to me? I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he took a little blade of grass, and he threw at Romaharshan, just like that, flicked it. And Romaharshan was killed just by a blade of grass. So he's that Lord Balaram, and now he's running from Jagai and Madai, running for his life. And Haridas Thakur is saying, Nityaనంద Prabhu, you were mad. Why did you even think of such a plan? Now look, they're chasing us to kill us. I will not come with you next time. I'm not going to accompany you for your excursion. You just go alone. You just put us in trouble now. And they were running for their lives. Finally, they could save themselves. The next day, Nityaనంద Prabhu thought, we should try again. Why should we be afraid? Lord Gaura is so merciful. He can deliver them. So they tried again. They tried again to go to Jagai and Madai. And this time, Jagai and Madai got so angry that Jagai threw the earthen pot on the head of Nityaనంద Prabhu. That same pot that he was using to drink the alcohol, the wine. And Nityaనంద Prabhu started bleeding. He's bleeding. And that time appeared who? At the scene of that commotion. Yes, Vedi.
Didn't Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come with the Sudarshan Chakra?
Yes, he got so angry. He was saying, Chakra, Chakra, Chakra. And Jagai and Madai then saw the fierce form of the Lord. So if we don't approach the Lord lovingly, the Lord will become very angry at times, especially if we're very, very notorious. So then they saw the very fierce form of Lord Chaitanya. Nobody has ever seen that form of Lord Chaitanya because he was always distributing love of Godhead. This time he was very angry, very, very angry. He was saying, Chakra, Chakra, Chakra. And Sudarshan Chakra was almost there. And that time, Jagai and Madai got very scared, and Nityaనంద Prabhu got very scared. And he beseeched Lord Chaitanya, asking, please forgive Madai. Madai was trying to protect me when Jagai threw the earthen pot. He said, why did you do that? He was saying to his brother, so please don't, at least deliver Madai. He was trying to save me. And Lord became calm immediately by seeing that, oh, Madai tried to protect my dear devotee, my dear associate, my dear brother. He became pacified and he became calm, and he gave the mercy, his full mercy, and he gave Madai love of Godhead. And Madai became so ecstatic and so pure and so blissful and effulgent. And Jagai saw that. He was like, oh, my brother got this. I also want it. And he also begged forgiveness from Nityaనంద Prabhu and Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Please forgive me. I'm a rascal, and I also want what my brother got. So please. So then Lord Chaitanya said that, yes, I can bless you. And in exchange, I'm taking all the sins from both of you, whatever you've committed. And whoever offends my devotee next time, I will give all these sins to them. All the sins of Jagai and Madai will come to the person who offends the devotees. And that at that time, actually, Lord Chaitanya became black in complexion, totally dark, because of the sins that he had accepted. So he was showing to the world that he has accepted the sins of these two sinful people and delivered them and gave them the highest benefit. So Lord Chaitanya is giving the highest thing, which is love of God, to the lowest of people, like most of us, like Jagai and Madai, and most of us in the Kali Yuga are actually in the lower mode. So he's giving the highest thing to the lower people. And at that particular moment, actually, Yamaraj fainted. He fainted. Why did he faint? Why would Yamaraj faint? Yes, Vinayak. Sorry.
Because he thought he would be collecting Jagai and Madai for hell, but it turns out they became good devotees, and he was surprised that such bad people could become such good devotees.
Partially right, not completely. There's some other ecstatic reason. Why did Yamaraj faint? Yes, Sahas, would you like to share?
Maybe it's because he was ready to take them to hell for all their sins, but then he saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had taken all their sins and now they're great devotees, so he fainted on the ground.
He fainted because he was stunned by the mercy of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. He was stunned by the mercy of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. He was like, how can someone be so merciful? These two sinful people, in the hellish realm, in the house of the Yamaraj, his whole room was full with the records of Jagai and Madai sinful activities. So many books were stacked. Jagai and Madai did this to this person, did this to this person. They're supposed to be penalized. Oh, the room was full. And here Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the highest thing to the most sinful people, and they became ecstatic. So Yamaraj fainted, seeing how can someone be so loving and so merciful and so compassionate? Who else but Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu? When he fainted, then all the residents of Yamalok, all the associates of Yamaraj, they started fanning him, trying to wake him up. Why did Yamaraj faint? How can we wake him up? And then at that time, I think either Narad Muni or Lord Shiva came and he said, chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, he'll come back. And they started chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Yamaraj came back to life. He was in ecstatic trance and then he came back. So this was Jagai and Madai receiving the highest thing from Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And after that, what did they do? They transformed their lives and they made a bathing ghat. People used to go bathe in the river during those times. So the bank of the river and the river would start. So it was inconvenient. So I don't know if you've ever seen, but there are ghats, there are steps to the river people make so that, it's very easy for people to sit, meditate, chant, even go down the river. It becomes very easy. So they built a ghat along the river, the stone steps, and people would come there, bathe, do their prayers and chanting and hymns. But people, as soon as they would see Jagai and Madai there, they would start throwing stones on Jagai and Madai. They would like, you did this to us, you did that, you're a rascal. They were so traumatized by Jagai and Madai. They would just see them and they would start abusing them, hurling with them with the stones. And what would Madai say at that time? He would say, sir, take this stone again and throw it at me, because I deserve the worst. So he would just give that stone back. So this is a story of transformation. You see, this is how they were hurting people, but now they are inviting people to hurt them because they deserve the worst. So this is the humility that he developed by taking this process of devotional service. And even now there's a particular temple where we can go and pay our obeisances to these two saintly personalities, because they just transformed. They made that ghat to repent for their sinful activities, and they would even allow people to hurt them if the need be. So this was the story of Jagai and Madai. And any questions, any comments, anything? Yes, Krishna?
Was it Madai who threw this rock, the earthen pot on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I thought it was Madai who.
Yeah, there's some confusion there. Yeah, we'll have to check because some places it's Madai and some places Jagai. We have to check that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Ayati.
I mean, I don't really know, but I'm just like that like Madhai was like the most sinful, so like he would have just thrown the pot. I basically just agree.
Karina, do you have something to share?
No, Mataji, accidentally. This was previous, sorry.
Okay. So anyway, we'll stop here if there no questions are there or nothing else is there, and we'll give you the homework.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes, Rama.
Who's ordered Jagai or Mother?
Who's?
Older.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
Who's older? Who's older, Jagai or Madai?
Older. Oh, I don't know, Rama. I think it's Jagai, but I'm not sure. We'll read and find out. Okay. Anything else before we give the homework? Any questions? Chakrika, you have something to ask? Share?
So, Mataji, for the homework, so are we gonna do anything special because it was Gora Purnami?
Gaur Purnima is coming. You want to do something special for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu?
I think yes, Mataji.
Okay. So first homework is to memorize the verse 14.26, those who have not memorized yet. Second homework is that you have to write your reflections of how devotional service has changed you, how this process of Krishna consciousness has changed you. In past 1 year, do you see any change, positive change in your own self? You have to write that reflection. And let's see what else you can do for Gaur Purnima. What would you like to do? Yes, yes, you can do any activity which is related to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Either you can draw something from the pastime of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, or you can write an article on the mercy of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu or advent of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, or you can prepare some bhoga, help your mom, or cook yourself traditional recipes which Lord likes. And you can also prepare a song from Vaishnava bhajans. You can prepare a song for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Very simple songs are also there, so you could prepare that. Anything else? Anybody has? Yes, Karina?
Mataji, can you explain the homework again? Sorry, I was confused.
First is to memorize 14.26, the verse from Bhagavad Gita. Second is that you write your realizations or reflections of how bhakti has improved you. You know, what you see. You know, some people were lazy, they became more active and more productive. That's something that applies to you. You know, so like that you have to write. And third is that you can prepare anything related to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu's appearance, like writing pastimes or making the art on that, craft, art, chart, whatever you like, whatever you're inspired with. And or you can prepare a song, you know, Vaishnava song to sing for Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, or we can also give you verse related to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu later. You can do a little play or drama with your siblings or friends together, whoever is closer to you. You know, so like that, you can be creative and do something, or you can cook bhoga.
So Mataji, the second one, basically all I have to do is just like write an article of how you improve in your bhakti.
Article, or you want to write points, you know, how it improved you. Whatever is easy, whatever is practical for you, you can do that. you want to write an article, you can write. Yes, who was that? Was that Ishan?
Oh yeah, just like around a month ago, we did the play on Jagai Madai for Lord Nityaṁ.
Wow. Do you have the video you can share? Or you can do some other play again?
I think I'll ask my dad because I think he made the video.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Ms. Chakrika, you still have something to say?
Can we like write a pastime?
Yes, you can. Okay. Anything else before we pause for the day? Yes, Karina, you have something to say? Just 2 minutes more.
Okay, Mataji, is it okay if Ishan can send the play of what he did of Jaga and Madai in the WhatsApp? I want to see it.
Okay, I think Ishan heard that and he will do the needful. Okay. Yes, Beyonce.
Is there a third homework optional, or do you have to do the third homework?
It's good if you do. It's good. You will learn something about Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu.
Wait,
Yes.
homeworks is to like how you have improved your bhakti within the past year. And what's the other one again?
Memorize the verse.
Oh yeah.
And yes. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. We'll pause here and hopefully next Sunday Prabhuji will take the class if he's available. Thank you everyone. Good night. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha padītānaṁ pāvanebhyo Krishnavendo namo namaha. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanwad.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.